Hello rockstars and welcome to this episode of Ujam Tutorials. Today we're going to have a closer look on how to combine iron and heavy in our current music production. As the names of these plugins may already introduce, we will focus today on how to create a decent progressive rock ballad using both instruments. And this is how it's going to sound. First, we're going to check out the intro of this composition and then move on with the verse, the chorus and the ending. I start off with virtual guitarist Iron and choose the factory preset Alternative and Punk, the preset Casket Bass and the sound Basket Day. The main chord change is using D minor, D sus2, D sus4 and a quick back and forth between C major, C sus2 and C major. The second part of the chord change starts again with D minor but leads to D sus4 and concludes with C major. On the bottom part of the respective MIDI clip, you can see different variations of style phrases that are used to produce the desired rhythmical strumming. In addition, it's also worth mentioning that I put a little automation on the thrust function at the end of every 8th bar to give the pattern a bit more juice when it leads into the next part. Once these chords are recorded into my DAW, I pick an instance of Virtual Drummer Heavy, choose the preset Slow Rock, and lead the drums into the first verse by using the intro pattern on D#3. This gives the sound a nice and typical upbeat feel through the snare drums and hi-hats. I now tweak the drums a little bit by using Virtual Drummer's internal modulation options. Here I choose the kit Deep because of its rattling snare sound, and put the slam function on 9 o'clock. Further on, I select the instrument character punch with 100% amount in the mix. For the verse, I open the second instance of Virtual Drummer Heavy, selecting the preset Eat the Dust. As you can see in the respective MIDI clip, I'm skipping the drum pattern between verse pattern 1 on C3 and verse pattern 2 on D3 to give the drumming a bit of variation. Before the track leads into the chorus, I simply choose one of the already provided drum fills on the key D#3. The guitar part and sound of the verse remains the same as in the intro, but again opens up until the chorus through the automation of the thrust function, as we already heard in the intro pattern. In the chorus, I doubled the guitar tracks using two instances of Virtual Guitarist Iron. While the first guitar track plays the same chord changes that you already know from the intro and the verse, you'll notice a few changing variations in the pattern phrases to make the instrument sound more open and progressive. The variations change with every harmony from D3 to G3 and D3 to A3. I also switched on the doubling function of the first guitar track to create more width in the sound spectrum. In the second instance of Virtual Guitarist Iron, you can see that I used the preset Sluggish with the same name style. While the first track uses more strumming variations in the style phrases, the second guitar only remains on the style phrase D3 to thicken the overall guitar sound. To get the exact sound, I put the drive on 9:30, the reverb on 3 o'clock, and the chorus on 12 o'clock. Back to the drums. To spice up my drums in the chorus, I decided to play around with a variety of chorus preset patterns A3, B3 and G3, and to loosen them up with a couple of powerful drum fills on the keys G#3, A#3 and D#3. In the second part of this drum track, I even finished the chorus part by using an ending fill on the key A#4, as you can see in the MIDI clip. For the overall mix, it's important to know that I already increased the mixing channel of the kick drum for this instance of Virtual Drummer Heavy to 2 o'clock. In the outro of this little track, I choose a third instance of Virtual Guitarist RN and opted for the preset Leader of the Pack and the style Low Down to fade out with a nice clean strumming sound. The chords remain the same as we already used for the intro and the verse. This time I played only the note G#2 in the common phrases section of this instrument. So far, folks, that's it for this time. Finally, as you have already heard, I also improved the overall sound with a bass track playing the notes D, F, A# and C, as well as with an additional piano track underneath, supporting the main harmonies of the piece. You'll find the download link for this accompaniment as usual below the video. Don't hesitate to get your version of Virtual Guitarist RN and Virtual Drummer Heavy and to fool around with your creativity. Enjoy and have fun.